and manifest. Hello. Thanks for coming, y'all. Oh my god. I didn't want to miss today, but it is an awkward time. The magic of childhood. Adriana says, "Yeah, I know. My nephews and nieces are so fun." You know what? We got caught up in a puzzle. Couldn't leave. Talking solid 2 a.m. They were just, but they did. We had such a howl. It was such a howl, and then I just I did really one of the best jokes you could do for them. Really lifted their spirits. It just got late, and we ate a bunch of junk food, and I just started farting, loud and just right at them, and they thought it was so funny. After the first one, I just kept going because it was such a uplifter. It was such a silly moment for them. They were like, "Oh my god, oh god!" Ah! They were going nuts over the. They sounded comical too. It sounded silly. But thanks for coming. Listen, we got a very powerful service today. It is Jesus' birthday, and these are the kind of humble origins and beginnings that I think Jesus used to love, and that's why he is a great person, great character. I'm Hindu, of course. I should disclaimer that I am Hindu, but I do love Jesus. I do love him, and the Hindus in general love Jesus. We'll misappropriate all kinds of. If you got a good character like that, if you go to a lot of Hindu spots, they'll have like a bunch of Hindu gods, and then they'll even sell a picture of Jesus. They won't leave out Jesus because they know it's a powerful figure. It's a powerful figure, and people say that Hollywood. I remember I was at a karaoke event like 2-3 years ago. It was like 10 days before Christmas, karaoke, and it was me, and it was all like white people, and me, and I was on like 10th or 15th or whatever, and not one of them, not one sang a Christmas song. I sang the first Christmas song. And you know me, I like to give a little service. I like to give a little sermon sometimes. So I went up and I gave him a little sermon. I said, "Excuse me, you know whose birthday is in 10 days? Huh? I'm Hindu and I know, so you should know. All you should know." I said, "Somebody died for your sins, and it's his birthday in 10 days. Have respect. His birthday in 10 days, and he loves you." And then you saying, "Journey, don't stop believing." Well, you did stop believing. You did stop believing, but I was there to remind them. It's weird that like in the West, people have become very anti-religious. And, you throw the baby out with the bathwater, Jesus was actually a loving kindness teacher. He taught the same methodologies as we're teaching. And what's actually interesting too, is that even in Hollywood, let me manifest my marker board. Even in Hollywood, because I do write, y'all know that I write TV. And one of the things they teach us in TV, sorry, I'm back. In TV and movie writing, and one of the things that y'all need to remember even for today's service when we go into meditation is basically all movies and TV shows in Hollywood are written to mimic the life of Jesus, the same struggles, and then the same birth and resurrection is something that's happening in our lives all the time. And in some ways, it's supposed to be a metaphor, something for us to use to feel like as a metaphor in our lives, that at any moment you can be resurrected, you can be born again. And really, and it's not just something that happens every now and then. It happens every day and night. Like the day and night is supposed to be like that. On the meditation side, they do teach that there is this in meditation, and even with all of the stories that are running in your mind, and even with the cycles of earth and life and stuff like that, the whole thing is, some people say, an ego death machine. In the Hinduism, they say it's an ego death machine. And what you'll see in the service that we're doing today is let's say we're starting somewhere around here. And this is how movies are written too. I modeled our meditation after how movies are written, because every movie, like I said, it mimics the life and death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And not only is every lead character in a Hollywood movie, they go through this system that I'm going to show you, but then as you're watching, you're supposed to see it as a metaphor and say, this is how I can be reborn too in the difficult areas that I'm dealing with. And basically what they do is they start with a hero character, And then they kind of show you that there's some trouble off the top. And then to get out of the trouble, this is like somewhere first act, you could say. They show you the trouble off the top. Sometimes the opening scene is the trouble even. But sometimes it's just, they're showing you the day-to-day of their life and there's some issue. Even if it's just, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a boyfriend, whatever, some rom-com. It's still like, that's the problem they show you. And then from there, when you go into the second act, it's them taking on the work of maybe improving themselves, of getting out there, doing something. And that's this area. And that creates a upwardness. Now, in movies, this arc, this is what they call a character arc. As the character starts going through these things, they realize there's flaws in themselves that they need to overcome in order to transcend this issue, that it's bigger than just the physical things. There is a spiritual growth that must happen. And that spiritual growth culminates somewhere here. I'm just giving you a rough estimate, but somewhere here. And here, this is what they call, on some emotional level, there is a death. And they call this the dark night of the soul. Every movie, when you're watching movies, every movie has this. Somewhere before the third act, there's a point in the movie called the dark night of the soul. That is where something in them has died. Why has it died? So that they can be resurrected one step closer to God. After that, healing. It's an emotional, every story is supposed to be that kind of an emotional healing and roughly follow that sort of arc. And there's so many books I could show you, and I'll show you in future episodes. But right now, just think about this. This is what we're here. This is what you want to do. Now, you don't have to. In Zen meditation, they call this kensho. Kensho meaning a big hit of enlightenment. But then they also believe in something called satori, which is little improvements of enlightenment. Let me show you some slides here. And we're going to get started soon on the meditation. Let's see, manifest. Teaching slide manifest. Hold on, my manifester's bugging. It's cold here. Teaching slide manifest. There we go. Okay, cool. So this teaching slide is actually, bring it. Tell you, they should have put it on the other side. Okay, move the manifestation. Move it. Very good. Somewhere like that is fine. So this is something I bring up a lot, and it's basically, in Buddhism, they have, where we want to go in meditation is we want to go up to a better mood, essentially. But you don't want to be striving for it, because to be there, you wouldn't be trying to get somewhere. It's very paradoxical like that. So it's actually, the whole idea of trying to do things is a lower vibrational thing. From here, you have to work and strive. But then when you drop everything, you can have that automatic resurrection is there for you. And Jesus says it himself that there's two things we should remember from Jesus. One is that he says the kingdom of heaven is within us. And the way to get there is to forgive. And forgive yourself, forgive others. For as you forgive, you get lighter and lighter, and you get closer and closer to God. And all the emotional problems that you're trying to overcome, according to this teaching, this thing that you're trying to overcome, it is what they realize here in this moment of death and resurrection is that they realize that there's some part of their childhood upbringing maybe that has given them a bit of trauma that's making it difficult for them to do this thing. And so that part of them must die so they can be resurrected. And the way that it dies, though, in the end, because if you look again, the whole thing is striving. But here, there's the surrender. You let go and you let God. There we go. That's enough of that. But so that's basically his main teaching that we could practice today. Is the kingdom of heaven is within you, meaning enlightenment. And like the Buddha says, you already have Buddha nature. You're already Buddha. And the way to get there is to release all the things saying you're not. And saying other people aren't and stuff like that. So that's the main one. And then another one that he does say is that to enter the kingdom of heaven, you got to be like a child. And that's a very powerful one too. It is opposite world in there. Don't take it too seriously. That's why I started doing these comedy meditations, because I said, you know what? Everyone's doing meditation too seriously, too sternly. And that's actually incorrect technique. You are supposed to be joyful in meditation. And actually, April sent me a great clip that I want to show you. Great clip this week, April. Thank you so much for sending the clip. Where did it go, though? I have it here. You know, this is why we gotta join the Patreon, people. You know, send donations, because I do need assistance, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But April, where did it go? I got it here. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is adorable. This is a great video. Let me show you what's been given to us. And like I said, hold on. This is a major part of our practice. Adriana, is, you know, you see this. Now, these are babies, the baby pigs. They're just kind of naturally very loving. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Rebecca, thanks for coming in. You're coming in right at the right spot here. I was just talking about how Jesus says that to enter the kingdom of heaven, which is where we're going, which is where we always go, actually. It's just a different word for what enlightenment is, kingdom of heaven. The way to get there is you forgive. That's the first one. But then also we were saying that the way to get there is you have to be like a child. You have to be like a child. Naturally loving, joyful. You know, children always think stuff like this is cute. Hey, Pino, thanks for coming. Wow. Thanks for coming. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas. We got a very powerful service today. A lot of energy channeling in. But so like I said, the reason I show this, though, is because you'll notice with kids, they have that's so adorable. He's like oinking on them, too. It's so cute. Is that there is a natural lovingness that you see in them. It's almost like they already know to be loving. Another thing, too, that I find very adorable is when a kid thinks another kid is cute. You know what I'm saying? So this is a classic example. I mean, you have baby pigs that are kind of looking at the cat and saying, oh, you're cute. And it's like, no, you're cute. And it happens with kids, too. Sometimes you'll see a 5-year-old say that a 2-year-old's cute. And it's like, no, you're cute. But they also know that there's a cuteness there. It's a very natural feeling. Actually, let me show you a couple more teaching slides here. I have 1 or 2 teaching slides that'll really help you visualize, and then we'll get started. Teaching slide 3, unmanifested, and manifest teaching slide 4. Nope, wrong slide. Not from teaching slide number 4. Teaching slide number 5. There we go. So there's another thing I want you to remember in there when we're in the meditation. You know, on earthly missions, earthly regular adventures, people go with guns. People have tanks, people plot and scheme and fight and want to attack, right? But what we're doing right now is we're going on a mission of love. So mission of love is more like your weaponry is more, like I said, that genuine feeling of love that you want to be able to shoot out. Okay, so yeah, take a look at that. That's a great show, by the way. Must have been written by Buddhists. I mean, they took it from the Buddhists, whoever wrote the show, and then now I'm using their visual, but I think they must be Buddhists. I mean, this is the practice. This practice of wishing love like this, visualizing and wishing it like this goes back 2,500 years. The only mistake we're making in the West is that we're only letting the kids do it. The adults are supposed to do it. Actually, more. The adults need it more than the kids. The kids are naturally doing it all the time. We need it more than the kids. Anyway, unmanifest that one, and let's manifest one more slide. Teaching slide number 6, manifest. Yeah, this is interesting too. This is a quote from Rumi. It says, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. This is another thing that I want you all to remember in there, is that inside of you, there is technically a whole universe going on. You know? See if you can picture yourself like this. It'll help you with the body sensations, at least, you know? It'll really help you with the body sensations, but this is the truth of it. I mean, you are as vast as big as the universe is outwards. We are that vast inwardly. There's that much space and everything. So even when we go inside there on little adventures, be that small and be inside of it. Go practice going back and forth in there from being like a little ship in there to being like, I'm the whole thing. Even the earth, if you think about it, there's a lot of people who say that we are, and this is like very much like non-duality, like the earth is one collective spirit almost, and we're part of the earth, kind of like how the trees are part of it. We're just like walking trees. Like if you look at a tree, you would see it as being more part of the earth probably, or like a mountain especially. A mountain obviously, but a tree is very intertwined in there, and you would see it, you almost see them as like a natural part of like that's like an earthly thing. You don't see the tree as a separate thing. You kind of see it as like that comes out of the earth. It's of the earth. It's, you know, they're connected. You could say they're all one big thing. The people, us, the mammals, we're just trees that can walk around. And then so it is an interesting visual, but we'll try to go back and forth between the two in the meditation, feeling like there's a whole universe and you're kind of holding it, and then being like the person inside just driving around, you know, checking all the stuff, checking all the areas. And let's try to set an intention. I mean, look, you can always set the intention on meditation to just have more love in your heart. That's a fair intention, and that's actually a very powerful intention. But if there's something more specific you want to deal with, because we are approaching the new year, and if there's something specific that you go, you know what, I got to stop doing this thing, I'm sinning in some way, you know, we can release that in the meditation. Like I said, the forgiveness, I was saying before, the forgiveness, you know, one of Jesus' most famous quotes is that the kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is the feeling of enlightenment. And the way to get there is to forgive, forgive, forgive. So forgive something. Forgive something. And with today's energy, how much energy is probably just swirling around right now, you could probably just release it, you know, just especially because New Year's is around the corner. So it's maybe a perfect time to just cut it. Now's the time you could cut it out and then feel like I don't need to do it again. And then it would be such an honor in 6 months if you said, Amish, I came to your service, I came to your sermon, and I have not had one drop of alcohol since then. Can you believe it? I'll say God is great. You know, whatever it is, though, whatever it is. No judgment. Don't judge it, though, either. But get comfortable now. Close your eyes. I'm going to turn on some music. And we want to get very, just, you know, get ready to talk to God. Which means get ready to be childlike. Be childlike. Be joyful. Going to have a little mission. Hold on. Okay. Close your eyes. And see if you can just wake up inside of your mind as a tiny little traveler. And be so tiny. Let's stay inside the body today. So be so tiny that your brain is like a whole city in itself. And you can just kind of fly over there. Fly out of the main control area. And as you're flying out of the main control area, all of your citizens in your brain are saying, hey, thanks for coming. There's actually trillions of citizens inside of you. Trillions. And they're happy to see you. You are God to them. They're aspiring to be at your managing your level of life someday. So as you fly out of here, just feel their gratitude. They're very happy that you're here. And you should be grateful too for them for managing all the systems without you having to check. Just see all the behind the scenes people. These are the people that are making sure you keep breathing, heart's pumping. The whole team is here. So as you're flying out, just let them know you're doing a great job. And we're just going to go down the street to a place called Habibi's. So you're just flying down the street. You're about to go into their complex.
Welcome to Habibi's.
As you pull up, there is like an automated voice there. And you go inside, and Habibi's is a place where they hold orphaned animals, orphaned little baby animals. So just feel their energy. They're excited to see you too. They think you're a magical person, just like real baby animals do. They're excited to see you. And pick one Habibi that's very excited to see you. And they're very cute, and maybe they're dancing for you. And in this realm, you can see people's energy. So because they're dancing for you, there's actually energy emanating from them shooting towards you. Receive it. And on the out breath, you can say, wow. Michael Jackson. You know, let them know that they're doing great in the dancing, that they're great dancers. And so let's do 10 breaths here, where on each in-breath, you say, dancing for me. And on the out-breath, you say, in your mind, you say, wow. Michael Jackson? You know, you have to show them your gratitude. So let them know that they're dancing great and you appreciate them. And let that create a feedback loop of loving kindness back and forth. They love you, automatically start dancing. Receive it. And then say, wow. Good dancing. Even if it's not good dancing. Even if they're bumping into the wall, probably just... Receive their energy in your body sensations, and then send out more. And notice that it's not a diminishing energy. It grows with each breath, actually. It can keep growing with each breath. Imagine, you know, when you see a dog and there's a burst of joy. They're cute, they're like shivering maybe. And that first burst of joy you get, feel that burst in your heart and then breathe in and out of that. And make a note of what kind of mood you came into meditation with. Whatever the mood is, don't judge it. Just say, you can rate it out of 10. You can say out of 10, my mood was this much. And notice that just by watching it, you're separate from it. And at this point, you can pick up your habibi, your dog or cat or whatever animal it is. Maybe it's a pig even. And you're going to take them on like a little adventure. So imagine there's like a harness on them and there's like a long rope. And you're just going to throw them right upwards. Up, there's nothing above you. Above you can just see higher and higher vibration. And I want you to throw them right up there to the kingdom of heaven. And you throw them up, and then they just start charging towards it. And because they're charging towards it, and you're going to hold on to the leash, they're just going to take you all the way up. So just feel yourself just going higher and higher. Becoming lighter and lighter. And just feel the lightness of your body sensations as you go up. Don't think. Just feel. And let it pull you all the way up. And you can see that they're all the way at the top now. You can see them in the distance. And all of the ascended masters are there, the angels are there, the Buddha's there, Jesus is there, and they're all playing with your habibi. And it's just pulling you. You're just, at this point, you're just naturally floating up though. See if you can feel that the less you think, the lighter you get. And while you're up here with everyone, imagine you just reach to the top. And everyone is just so happy to see you. And you're happy to see them, but only communicate with the energy. Don't communicate with no talking, no thinking. Just loving. And let them just take you to, they're going to take you to like a portal that goes back into your heart. So just walk with them. And take in how beautiful it is. And you can still, thoughts might come up, and that's okay. Just see them. Whatever comes up, be loving towards that too. But make sure you just note it. And as you get closer to your heart, you should even feel more light and wavy in your chest, especially. And so just to imagine that there's a heart chamber you can go inside of. This is a direct portal into your heart. And as you approach it, you notice that there's it's a double-sided chamber. On one side you can lay back on it, and that's where the energy is coming in from. So just feel your life energy coming in from behind you. And it's just like coming up and hugging your back. Just tingling into your back. And anything that's touching the floor right now, your elbows, your bum, back of your head, your legs. Feel that energy coming in from behind. And that same burst of energy you got when you see the dog, and it's like a shaking dog or a shaking habibi, little baby animal that's shaking and cute. There's a burst of love. That energy it's like that energy is coming up to hold you from behind. It's your power source. And so imagine that's what you're laying back on. And then in front of you, almost like a Netflix screen, you can see the different parts of your life, like different little movies. That have just episodes and episodes kind of repeating the same thing, similar things, you know? Whether it's something you like or don't like, it's just, you know, there's like, you probably have about 20 programs running. And pick one thing, maybe one negative pattern that you repeat a lot. It could be like simple, like a junk food or a bad habit, or it could be like an emotional pattern, like getting into bad relationships or sabotaging relationships or whatever it is. But just pick one thing and just click on that. And just watch yourself doing this thing. Just watch it. Don't judge it. It's a little painful, actually. And just watch this program. And just watch yourself going through the behavior. Notice the cycle of it. How it starts, the different sections of the pattern that keeps repeating. Like with bad habits, there's like a craving. There's getting high off of the behavior. And then there's a cessation. And then there's like a negative side effect. So there's like a 4-part cycle, kind of. Craving, high, cessation, hangover. And just watch it. And be curious about it and loving about it, but don't beat yourself up and don't try to fix it. Just watch the full cycle. Just watch it. And notice that when you see it as a whole, just see what's the benefit and what's the downside. Just watch it though. Be curious about it. This is a major driving force in your life. It's driving a lot. See what it's costing you. And now just see what would happen if you didn't do it. And remember that all pleasure creates pain. So now feel the pleasure and the pain of it. First go into the pleasure. How does it make you feel good? And then go to the pain of it. How does it make you feel at its worst? So feel the pleasure. Then feel the pain. And just look at the pain head on without trying to stop it. Or judge it. You could even imagine you're like in a comedy movie and it's just a silly thing happening. But do feel the pain of it. And then do the pleasure again. Go to the pleasure of it, go to the pain of it. And now see what your life would be like if you just didn't do the thing at all. So just don't do it at all and see what does your life become. And now let's see if we can all just collectively release it. And the way we're going to do that is go back. Imagine you're back in the heart chamber. And you have the full energy coming in from behind. And some percentage of that is still coming through you and going into this activity. So just watch that. And so just, we're going to release this behavior for one last time. And the last little bit of energy that's left, actually, you can see it becoming what you're going to do instead. So if there's a positive thing you're going to do instead, you're going to see that now. Really imagine the details of it. How much benefit is coming from not doing this thing? How much more powerful have you become? And now it's, wow, we're actually like very much on time right now. But we're going to end with another 5 minutes. It's about 2:57. We want to do 5 minutes of this last meditation, and then after it's done, I'll let you go, and you can get right up after, or you can stay in and turn it into maybe a nap. But then after that, wake up and get back to it. So I want you to imagine that when you hear the splash, you're going to fall backwards into the energy, your source energy. You're going to hear a splash in a couple of seconds. And be ready to just go back into total silence. As you fall back, dissolve back into there. No more thinking, just back to no mind. You're just in the loving awareness. And if any thoughts come up, just be aware of them too. Just awareness. So you can just dissolve into it. Feel it in your body sensations. Now you can start seeing yourself as a bigger, like a universe. And there's billions of particles inside of you. Yeah, dissolve as like you are the universe floating inside of like some in this thing, and you can feel all of the particles. Billions of little tingles in your body sensation. Feel all the citizens. Trillions of citizens living life in you, going through lives and lives and lives inside of you. And give them your loving awareness. Give them your awareness of like, oh, hey. Glad you're having fun. Glad you're doing glad I could be a place for your birth and death and resurrection, and you're holding space for all those trillions of citizens inside of you. Like the earth does for us, you are there. You are their guardian, and yeah, you can almost imagine you're the whole universe too. And there's trillions of citizens inside of you, but then if you go, you're expanding so much that even Earth is inside of you, and the sun. There's actually thousands of Earths, trillions of suns, dancing, creating. You're not a drop of water in the ocean. You are the entire ocean inside of the drop. So feel all of it and wish them all loving kindness. But now instead of shooting it outwards, you just shoot it inside, internal. Just breathe into the energy. You feel it multiply with every in-breath and multiplies with every out-breath. Just feel. And you can say thanks to Jesus and all the ascended masters. Wish them a loving kindness. Your Habibi, let them know that you love them. Everyone here in our Christmas Sangha. Adrian, April, Rebecca, and Baptiste Institute had to go. They DM'd me, but that's all good. Glad y'all came. Appreciate you. Should be some very powerful energies in, so sit with it on a minute for a minute on your own. Maybe it's a good time to do some journaling, planning for what the next year is going to be. And that is the end of meditation. Container closed. You are loved. Loving kindness. Thanks, April. And Adriana, you can message me on Instagram. I'm at Fade to Brown. And just let me know how that all felt for you during the week. If you're having any good feelings come out of it through the week, I would love to hear about that. You can DM me there. And that's it. Merry Christmas. Loving kindness. And yeah, I'll see you Sunday, January 1st is our next day, and it'll be back at 9 p.m. at nighttime. All right, loving kindness.